Because, again, I'm coming straight out of college where, you know, you get your Pell Grant, $1,200, boy, you're rich on campus, you know what I'm saying?
Special, but you're going straight to the dice game.
Straight to Tunk. Gotta play Tunk for $1.
Play Tunk in the dorm room.
You come out of there with $25, boy, you killed them that night.
It feels good now. Make sure they jam it in the hood loud. When you roll slow in the lane with a whip with no stains, get a taste with the fame like hanging with my big homie Solo. Standing still ain't better than slow-mo. Favorite ain't fair, we live a blessed life. Talking all that trash on the best style. What do you wanna say now? Comfortable in my own skin. I like who I am. The good vibes keep on pumping. Turn it up, that's my jam. I feel good. How you feeling? I feel good. So good.
I'm Jordan Babineaux. Welcome back to this episode of Talking Shop. We'll hear from our legends as we tackle the challenge that most players deal with, financial literacy. Let's hear from our legends. What have you learned in terms of handling finances and managing that? And what would you say to some of the young players now who are having to deal with some of the same challenges?
For me personally, I learned that.
Well, you different because
What do you mean?
No,
Pocket, bro.
Nah, hell nah, Big Mark. Hell nah.
Don't put him on front street.
Big Mark was the first one in the NFL to get a $50 million contract.
Yeah, there you go. See that? I told you about that.
Hey, but they gonna Google it anyway.
It was about putting my business out there.
They ain't gonna Google it anyway, bro.
Look. We know.
Some of that stuff ain't true, bro.
It's probably not. It's probably not.
Bro.
So let me go to men. Men are very similar.
Low money guy. Okay.
Let's say his signing bonus was $300,000.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what mine was.
Oh yeah.
$5,000.
Just happy to have you here.
But
I was like that too, though.
But you know what I did with it? I went straight to the casino.
You flip it?
Tried to flip it.
Tried to flip it?
They gave you 5, I'm about to try to flip it to 10.
What you mean? You damn right. Am I wrong for thinking like that?
Yes.
Yes. Hey, do not listen to him.
Now.
You get your money, do not listen to him.
But let me tell you about. But this is kind of the underpinning of what I'm getting at. Is that we didn't have financial education.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? At least I didn't.
Yes.
You know, about how to deal with money, how to manage money, how to use money as a tool.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I'm saying. Our experience now, where we are, is different. You're investing in things. Business owner, you know, lawyer, and providing advice. So that's what I'm asking. Like, what's changed?
Man, I think perspectives change, right?
Yeah.
So I look at it, you asked, how we talk to the young kids and the players playing now, right? I look at it in two different ways. You got a lot of these young players come out and think about creating like generational wealth. That's what they look at. Like, I'm wealthy now. I got a chance to make my family rich and my kids rich and all that. But I try to get them at another angle though and say, hey, it's about breaking cycles of generational poverty, right? How can I go back in and be the first person to go to college? How can I go back in and have, good credit, be able to buy something? Teach them how to buy a car, how to go back in and finance things. I think from a young player's perspective, I don't know, but you all, I hear a lot of guys come in, they don't have that financial literacy. So what they do, they come in, buy a house, cash, buy a car, cash. But then at the same time, they have kids and family, they don't know how to finance a car. They don't know what a mortgage is. And so like talking to them about, hey, this is how you break generational poverty, by coming in and learning how to do these financial things, be responsible with your tickets, know what taxes are. Then that way, that's something you can share with everybody. Yeah. You can't share generational wealth with everybody because everybody might not get to that point.
It's all about growth, right? It's evolution, just as being a man, right? You get a couple $100,000 at 22, fresh out of college. You don't know what to do with that unless your parents taught you about that, which I'm assuming none of ours did. I know mine didn't. You know what I'm saying? At 22, 23 years old, you're trying to figure it out. And if you're fortunate enough to play long enough, hopefully you do figure it out. Right. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's taking some of these classes that NFL provides. I say the Seahawks honestly do a great job of at least having this available for you. And then again, the people that I'm meeting out here, I'm trying to surround myself with people that are doing better than me, that's giving me game about finances, right? I'm trying to learn from my environment, hence another reason why I stayed out here.
I think it should be required of players to come into the leagues to take financial classes.
Why college ain't doing it though?
I know.
Well,
most people say
public school in general.
I'm saying I agree.
Where do you learn life skills
in
in curriculum through public schools, or more so if
ain't no money in that for them.
True that.
Ain't no money.
But they're not teaching you how to be an adult or how to be a viable citizen the country. But just imagine if they did. Then what you would do is you would be a contributor to society. You would buy from small businesses. You would take advantage of capitalism in America.
I agree, but what I'm saying as a general statement, though, they don't teach anybody about accounting. They don't teach anybody about assets and liabilities, right? So I don't think there's money in it if everybody understands it. That's why it's not taught.
But there is money in people spending all their money and giving it back to the government and everything and feeding it back into the system, which is a part of the game plan, and just like you said, done on purpose.
Exactly.
But
Get it back.
It's attractive, I think. Like you said, it's sexy to make everybody dream they can be millionaires, right? I go around like all of us, going around talking to kids, and, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I had a high school girl say she wanted to be a YouTube star because they were rich.
That's the thing right now.
I was like, well,
they are.
Yeah, they are. So what's the odds, though? We can't. You can't sell life skills and all that. That's kind of luck. So they look at it and say, all right, our society, even for us as football players, going to talk to football players, man, everybody wants to be an NFL player. They don't want to hear about what we're doing off the field. You can come in all day and tell them all the business stuff we got going on. But as soon as you start talking about, hey, the play you made in the Super Bowl, as soon as you talk about Hall of Fame, odds get big. As soon as you go back and say, oh, yeah, but other than that, though, I got this business venture. I got, I own this. Society kind of creates that too. So it's like, I think that's where the life skill part come in. It's so difficult to try to, thread that needle, be able to go back in and hone in on real life skills, right? Making people accountable, make sure kids grow up in that light. When as soon as they leave the school, they're going home seeing TV, YouTube stars, and everybody else, and athletes, and everybody else is doing stuff.
Are we the haters if we're the old guys that's saying that social media is not real life, right? Or do they look at us like we're just the
old guys?
Yeah, the old guys that's hating. You see this? This is a highlight film, right? There's a million things that's going on first. I know you see this, and you see these people with these stories of success, but there's failures. There's everything behind that. There's business loss. There's all this stuff that goes on. I think that needs to be talked about more.
Well, we used to be those people too, though.
I know.
See what I'm saying?
So I understand. I get it, right?
Man.
So it's kind of tough.
But then I've been around a lot of people with that makes money off that social stuff. That's like you're saying, that's a life. Yeah, if you put the work in, that's a lot of work to do.
And a lot
of
money spent.
That's a lot of money spent, but still, again, like for me personally, when I first got into all the social stuff, I thought social media was just you pick up your phone and you do it. But now these guys got a production, they got cameras, it's a whole production. It's not just. I thought it was all organic. Okay, I see a guy fall out of a video. No, it's got to be staged.
Hey, can you do that again?
So for me personally, to be around that, to see that it's a production. Like it's not like when it first got introduced, it was all about what we do in the locker room. We take a video, but now everything is staged. So I would say now with the newer kids, I can see a kid that if that's his dream, that's what he want to do. If he can do it, you got to give props to a kid if he's doing it and he's making the money for it. But then now, like you say, the point about being able to understand money and what money is. So like a lot of times, like I tell people, my story happened to me when I got into league. When you get, when you leave a D1 school, everything is taken care of. Then when you get all the money, you sign your check, you get your check, you get the house, you do everything. But then nobody say them bills. Ain't nobody say them bills was coming in. Hey, I'm sitting in the house chilling, then all of a sudden the power went off. Boom! Whoa, what happened? I'm calling everybody. I didn't know I need to go check the mailbox. I ain't never checked the mailbox. Hey, since I was in high school.
It's different for you because you was making checks back in college.
It doesn't matter about making checks.
You making checks back in college.
No, I was making checks, but still I wasn't paying no bills. Hey, I wasn't paying no bills. So when I paid those bills, when them bills started coming out, I didn't go to the mailbox. I didn't. When I got my first house, I didn't even know what my mailbox was, man. So I got to I had second, third. But see, what I learned about the bills is
Third notice.
The third, that is. When my family, when the family call you and say I'm going to get thrown out, I said, what notice you on?
Educate you. I know what that's like.
Hey, you know what I'm talking about? I said, what notice? I said, you on third notice yet? No, okay, you good. You
got one more.
You got one more.
One more month.
They don't want you to, you learn stuff. Like my friends have told me about like DirecTV. Or if you go and call them about a bill, if you tell them you're gonna leave, they gonna let you leave. So that's the whole job. So they gonna keep you going. So
play the game.
All finding the loophole.
Hey, I tell people all the time, I got deep pocket but short arms.
Oh man, can't get in there. Can't even get in there.
Well, there's consistency amongst the players, job security, financial literacy, of course, and dealing and managing relationships. I think it's unanimous amongst the guys that all players coming into the NFL should at least have some level of financial education.
Comfortable in my own skin. I like who I am. The good vibes keep on pumping. my jam. I feel